Hey guys, what's up? I'm Himanshu. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn and Crack Ethical Hacking. And in this video we are going forward in the Python programming basic series, and in this video we are going to talk about loops in Python, and in this series we will learn about for loops. So what basically loops are in the context of most data science work. Python for loops are word to loop through an iterable objects. For loop is used for iterating over a sequence that is either a list, tuple, or a dictionary, or a set or a string. This is less like for keyword in other programming languages and works more like an iterator method as found in other objects oriented programming languages. And with the for loop we can execute a set of statements once for each item in a list, tuple, set, etc. So this is a basic information about loops and for loops. So let us do it practically, and we are going to do this in Python console in PyCharm, which is the best ID for Python language. So what I'm gonna to do is I'm going to create a short list named list1 equals to, for list we always use box brackets, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to type the fruit's name, and first fruit name is apple, second is bananas, and third one is cherries. So as we created level list, and suppose I will create another tuple, which is a short form of tuple, put parenthesis, and let's put some numbers like 12, 13, 14, and as we have created one list and one tuple. So now see how for loops iterate over objects in Python languages. If I want access to each item in our list one, what I am going to do is we are going to use for loop. How? Just see, for item in list 1, put colon and print item, and if we hit enter we will get this item. Basically what for loops do is we are going if we press the command for item. So what for loop do is it access over the first item in the list and print it. Again it access over the second item in our list and print it, and it access over third item in the list and print it. It is the most basic functioning of for loop in Python. So in the same way, if we want to print the tuple items, for same we will type for item in tuple print item, and if we hit enter we will get it. What we get is that for loop iterate over every objects in our list and in our tuple list. So this is how for loops iterate over data structures in Python. Now let's see how for loops iterate over numbers. So for examples, I type for I in range. Range is basically a most useful function of the Python data structure. For I in range 0 to 10, so I will have to create a variable I. For I in range 0 to 10, print I, and we get the number. One thing we have noticed over here is it does not count the last index number. So if you want to print for the 1 to 10 counting numbers, we need to type for I in range 0 to 11, print I, and if we hit enter, we'll get the counting from 1 to 10. So this is, in previous videos I told you already, Python never counts the last index number. So keep in mind, this thing is very important in the Python. Python never counts the last index number in any way. So move forward. So now suppose I want to print the even numbers between 1 to 10. So what we are going to use the skip function, which is provided by the range in Python science. So suppose I want to print the even numbers. So for I in range 0, to print from 0 to 10, we need to type 0 to 11 space 2. As we all know that it is the basic formula to get the even numbers, 0, 2, 4. We add only plus 2 plus 2. So what we are going to skip the numbers, two numbers between 0 to every two numbers, between the 0 to every two numbers. So what we have to put colon and print I, and if we hit enter, we will get 0 to 10. As you can see, it skipped the two numbers between every index number in the printing series. So suppose in the same way, we want to print the odd numbers, we need to type for I in range 0 to 11 and skippable is 1, and if we hit enter, print I, and if we hit enter, it printed the all series. For that we need to skip 3 numbers, and if we hit enter, now we'll get the odd numbers list. So this is the most useful function of skippable function of the range in Python programming languages. So in next example, I'm going to show you how nested loops are used in for loops in Python. So what basically nested loops are, when we use one loop inside the another loop, this is called nested looping. So a loop inside the another loop, the inner loop runs many times inside the outer loop. So let's understand it by example. For I in range 0 to 5 colon, hit enter, and another loop we are going to use is for j in, we have used another variable here, for j in range 0 to 3 and hit enter. Never forget to put colon after the loops we use, and for that we need to print I asterisk. In previous video I explained you about asterisk is a symbol used for multiplication in Python, and print I into j, and if you hit enter, you will get the function we have used nested loop over it. So this is the core concept of the loops in Python, and especially for loop we have talked. In the next video we will talk about nested loop and deeply about nested loops and while loops. So this is enough for this video. Hope you guys like this video. Please share to this video and like, share, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel Learn and Crack Ethical Hacking.